Hopscotchers! Today I'm going to show you how to make a 3-question quiz that tells you which emoji you are. For each of the 3 questions, we're going to give 3 possible answers which we'll name A, B, and C. The player's result will be based on how many A's, B's, and C's he or she chooses, and I'm going to give 3 possible results: the sunglasses face emoji, the heart eyes emoji, and the winky face emoji. So if the player chooses more A's than B's and C's, he or she'll get the sunglasses face emoji. And if the player chooses more B's than A's and C's, he or she'll get the heart eyes emoji. You get the picture. You can take some time, plan your quiz, and come back when you're ready, or just come up with ideas as you go. Let's get started by creating our title, question, and 3 answers. I'm going to make a new text object by tapping this gray plus button at the bottom of my screen, selecting text, and typing in the title of my quiz, "Which emoji are you?" Press check, and let's drag this to the top of the screen, and I'm going to rename this text object title by tapping the bolded text below it and typing in title. Great. By default, Hopscotch will name text objects text, text2, etc. So let's remember to name each text object according to the role it'll serve in our project. Cool. So next we need another text object. Tap plus, text, and I'm just going to write question in here because we're going to change this based on what the question is. And let's rename this question. Perfect. And now I'm going to need some answers, so go ahead, pause this video, and repeat these steps for answer A, answer B, and answer C. Cool, so once you're done with that, make sure your screen looks like mine, and this will be the bones of the quiz. What we're going to need to do now is make it so the questions and answers change as you go along the quiz. We're going to use values to display the right question or answer. A value or variable is a holder for a number, and once you make a variable, you can set it, change it, check what it is, and even use it in events. Values are super useful for programming, and we use them every day. Cool. I'm going to make the title text the boss of my program, so if we drag "which emoji are you" to the left, we see a white bubble that says plus add code. Tap that, and here our magenta When's menu pops up, and we want to select Game Starts. And if we go to our yellow Values tab on the bottom right of our screen, we see 2 things: set value and increase value. You always want to set your value first, so I'm going to tap Set Value, and when I do that, it opens up this tab to create new values. Under the iPad tab on the left, select New Value, and let's name this question number. Okay, press check. And now we have question number as a value. So now we can select question number and type in 1 for our second bubble. So our complete block should say set value question number to 1. This way the quiz starts with question 1. Now let's keep track of how many A answers, B answers, and C answers the player has picked. We're going to make 3 new values at the same time here, and the way we do that, remember, is set value under the yellow Values tab, and New Value under the iPad tab, and let's name this A Answers. Okay, select A Answers, and in our second bubble, type in 0. So go ahead, pause this video, and repeat this process for B answers and C answers. Cool. So now that we know question number starts out at 1, let's make it show question 1. If we X out of edit mode, and let's drag our title back to the center, tap on question, then add code. And now we want to scroll all the way to the right to find our magenta Conditionals tab. And this is where we have equals, not equals, less than, and greater than. These are the really powerful value events. Here we're going to choose equals. And this code will only run when question number equals 1, So scroll to the right and find the iPad's Values tab and select question number. And in our second bubble, let's type in 1. So our block should say when question number equals 1. Okay, and now we want to set the text to our first question. So go to the green Looks and Sounds menu at the bottom left and find Set Text. And here you can type in whatever text you want your first question to say. For me, that is, what is your favorite dessert? Press check. And now the next step is to show the answers to question 1 when question number equals 1. So let's scroll down to answer A, tap plus new when, and if we scroll all the way to the right in our magenta whens menu, select equals from the Conditionals tab, and again let's have when question number equals 1. So type in 1, press check, and now we want to set text from our green Looks and Sounds tab and type in your first answer. For me, that's key lime pie. Perfect. So go ahead and repeat the same steps for answers B and C, then come back whenever you're ready. Cool. So now we've set question 1 and the answers for A, B, and C. Now what should happen when the player taps one of these answers? It should keep track of which one they tapped, right? So let's add that. Under answer A, tap plus new when and find is tapped from the magenta whens menu. And we want to tap the white icon between when and is tapped. And from our objects menu, select answer A. So this is where we're going to change the value that we've already set. Now go into the yellow values tab on the bottom right of your screen and choose increase value. Okay, and we're going to increase A answers by 1. So type in 1. Now every time answer A is tapped, it should increase the number of A answers by 1. So go ahead, pause this video, and do the same thing for answers B and C. Cool. So now that we've increased our answers, we can test our program by tapping the turquoise triangle in the upper right of our screen. And now when I tap on each answer, their values are probably increasing, but we can't tell. So I'm going to show you how to see your values. This isn't something you probably want in your finished quiz, but it's a really good thing to have as you're developing so you can debug and find your mistakes. So let's tap into edit mode by tapping the gray pen at the upper right of our screen, X out of here, and now we need some more text objects. So tap the gray plus button, text, and in this case, we don't have to set them with anything. We can just press check, so they'll be ghost texts. So in total, we're going to have 4 text objects that show what question number and answers A, B, and C are currently equal to. And don't forget to rename your text objects, in this case, test question. Okay, and now let's do the same for answer A. Tap the gray plus button, create a blank text object, and let's rename this test answer A. Then go ahead, pause this video, and do the same for answer B and answer C. Great! Now that we have our 4 ghost texts, let's add code to the first text object, test question. Now select when game starts from the magenta whens menu. And then we're going to set text from the green Looks and Sounds tab. And here, see the 3 gray bars above the Q on your keyboard? Tap that. And now you can find question number by scrolling right to iPad's values. So if you select question number, it will set text to whatever our question number is. And if you want to do that over and over again and to keep updating through the app, you have to put it in a loop. So let's put our set text block inside a blue repeat forever block from the control flow tab. So the control flow tab is at the bottom right of your screen. Select repeat forever, And now all we have to do is drag the green set text block directly inside repeat forever. And let's do that to the test answer values as well. Let's save ourselves some time by pressing and holding our magenta when block. So it should turn turquoise and give us the option to copy. Press copy, and then if we scroll down to test answer A, select plus new when, and if we hold and release, it should give us the option to paste. Awesome! This time, however, let's make sure to change the value inside our green set text block to A answers. So tap on question number, then the 3 gray bars above the Q on our keyboard. And if we scroll to the right, we can pick A answers from under iPad's values. Cool, and let's do the same thing for test B answers and test C answers. So scroll down to test answer B, then hold and paste. When game starts, and change question number to B answers. Okay, and last but not least, test answer C, hold and paste, and then change question number to C answers. Cool, and let's test it out. Tap on the turquoise triangle at the right. So anytime I tap one of these answers now, it increases the score for that answer, which is exactly what we want. But you see that the question number isn't increasing yet, so let's do that now. Let's go back into edit mode, tap the gray pen, and scroll all the way up to answer A. Open that block, and we want to find when answer A is tapped. Right now, we're just increasing the score for the answers you pick, but we also want to increase the value of the question number, so let's make sure we do that for all of our answers. Go in and edit the rule you've already written, so tap under the first increased value block and find another increased value from the yellow values tab at the bottom of your screen. Okay, and we want this to say increase value question number by 1. Cool. So let's copy and paste the same block into answers B and C. So hold and copy, then scroll down into answer B, find when answer B is tapped, and paste our second increase value. So when answer B is tapped, increase value question number by 1. Cool. And for answer C, when answer C is tapped, let's paste increase value question number by 1. Awesome. Let's test it out. So now every time I hit one of these, it increases the value for the answer I've picked, and it also increases the question number. So now that we have question number increasing, we can advance what the question says. So go back into edit mode, tap the gray pen, and scroll up to the question block. Open that, and here we already have the rule when question number equals 1, so now we need when question number equals 2. Let's add a new when, so tap plus new when. And under the Conditionals tab, scroll to the right and select equals. And let's set that to question number from iPad's values equals 2. Great. Now you add whatever text your second question is. So find set text from the green looks and sounds tab and type in your second question. For me, that is, where do you like to hang out? Perfect. Press check. And while we're at it, let's add when question number equals 3. So tap plus new when equals from Conditionals. Scroll to question number type in 3, and then again a set text block from looks and sounds, and type in whatever your third question is. For me, that is, would you move to Mars if you could? Great. Now we need to add the answers for answers A, B, and C for question 2 and question 3. So let's scroll down into answer A and find when question number equals 1. Okay, press and hold that to copy. Should turn turquoise, and then scroll down, tap plus new when, and paste it under the answer A block. Okay, so now make sure our block says when question number equals 2. So tap inside the 1 bubble, change that to 2, and now we need to set text to whatever answer A is for question 2. For me, that's library. And now for question 3, let's paste this block again and make sure this says when question number equals 3. And let's set our text to whatever answer A is for question 3. For me, that is no. Awesome. Now go ahead, pause this video, and repeat these steps for answers B and C. Perfect. So now that we have answers to all 3 of our questions, let's test it out. What is your favorite dessert? Key lime pie. Where do you like to hang out? Library. And would you move to Mars if you could? Maybe someday. Okay, so it looks like everything's working. Now it's time to write the most important part of the quiz, the results. I'm going to make the title text show you the results when you're done. This should happen when you go through all the questions. So go back to edit mode, scroll all the way up to the title block, and we want to add a new when. So in your magenta whens menu, scroll to the right, find the Conditionals tab, and we want greater than, or the arrow-shaped button pointing rightwards. So select that, and we want this to say when question number is greater than 3. So scroll to the right, find question number, and type in 3. So this is when question number equals 4, 5, 6, or anything bigger than 3. It means you should show the result. So now we're showing different text depending on what the result should be. Now we have to do checking with conditionals. A conditional checks if something is true before it does the code, and you can find conditionals in the blue control flow tab. So on the bottom right of your screen, select a check once if block. Check once if is going to check once if the thing inside the block is true, and if it is, then and only then is it going to run the code inside it. But to determine the answer to the quiz, A is the answer if the A answer's value is greater than both B answers and C answers. We check if 2 things are true at the same time by using the AND expression under the Conditionals tab. So if we select AND, there we go. And by default, Hopscotch inserts 2 equals conditionals into an AND expression. But here we need to check if A answers are greater than B answers and C answers. So tap on that first equals bubble. It should turn turquoise and change it to greater than, or the right pointing arrow. Then go into iPad's values, select A answers for the first bubble, and B answers for the second. So if A is greater than B, A is currently winning. And let's remember to change our second equals bubble to greater than. And in our first bubble, we want A answers. And in our second, we want C answers. So now if A answers is greater than both B answers and C answers, then your result is A. So we'll set the text for whatever your A result is. So find the green looks and sounds tab, set text. And I'm going to type in, you are, oops, that's not what I want. You are the, go into emojis, and sunglasses face emoji. Perfect. Okay, and now we're going to check if the result is B. So to speed up our process, let's copy and paste our first check once if block. It should turn turquoise. Copy, and now under our when question number is greater than 3 block, let's paste this. There we go. And now we want to say check once if B answers is greater than both A answers and C answers. So let's change this to B answers. In our first greater than, B answers is greater than, oops, no, we want A answers here. And in our second greater than, we want B answers is greater than C answers. Oops. Oh, there we go. It's already in there. Perfect. And then we just need to change our set text block to our second result, which for me is you are the heart eyes emoji. Perfect. And last but not least, we're going to check if the result is C. So let's paste the same check once if block again and change it to say check once if C answers is greater than B answers, that's fine, and check once if C answers is greater than A answers. And finally, there we go, let's set text to our C result. For me, that is the winky face emoji. Perfect, let's try it out. Key lime pie. Where do you like to hang out? Playground. And would you move to Mars if you could? No. So there we go. A answers wins, and you are the sunglasses face emoji. So now you have everything you need to create an awesome quiz. You know all about values, that they're holders for a number, and that you can set them, change them, and check what they are. And you know all about conditionals, which are for checking values before you execute the code inside them. Now go and make all the quizzes you want and have fun.